You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Pfad, Wald, Keller, Hütte, Prinzessin, töten, Weltuntergang. Und damit herzlich willkommen zurück zur 4. Folge von Slay the Princess. Und ich habe das Gefühl, es könnte vielleicht schon die letzte sein. Zumindest in diesem Durchlauf. Und letztes Mal haben wir sie uns versucht, dem Wiederzähler zu widersetzen und haben die Prinzessin, in verschiedene Wege gespalten. Und diesmal weiß ich gar nicht, was ich vorhabe. Wir haben uns widersetzt, wir haben ihm gehorcht, wir haben ihm gar nichts getan. Vielleicht gucken wir einfach mal, was passiert. Wir haben doch eine Option hier. Nee. Wir sind mal sarkastisch. Oh, danke, dass du mir erzählst, was ich machen soll.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Natürlich versteht er es nicht. Oh, okay, dann geht man automatisch zur Hütte.
Path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Wir gehen zur Hütte.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Tja, nehmen wir die Klinge mit. Ich überlege noch, wir könnten versuchen, die Klinge zu nehmen und direkt damit die Prinzessin zu befreien. Aber vielleicht wird es sehr ähnlich zu dem Ende, was wir vorher schon hatten. Wo wir dann versuchen zu fliehen und dann müssen wir sie umbringen. Insofern lasse ich mal die Klinge hier liegen.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Das kennen wir alles schon.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
So, und jetzt? Wir gehen einfach mal die Treppe runter, ohne was zu sagen.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Wollen wir das? Ich glaube nicht. Einmal hat uns vollkommen ausgereicht.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Wahrscheinlich nicht. Lass uns erst doch mal reden. Vielleicht reden wir einfach in diesem Durchlauf.
Okay.
Was machst du, wenn ich dich hier rauslasse?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
Oh, ich würde dir glauben. Aber Das möchte ich bloß nicht machen. Tut mir leid, aber ich kann dir nicht vertrauen. Das verpasst dir alles nicht. Und es ist nicht wert, das Risiko einzugehen, dein Wort über das mögliche Ende der Welt zu stellen. Die Klinge holen gehen, das will ich nicht. Geh hoch und hol die Klinge, nee. Okay, ich hol dich hier raus, weil lass mich nicht bereuen.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
Ach, verdammt. Ich glaube, wir sind dahin gelaufen, dass wir sie umbringen müssen.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nein, leider nicht.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Was? Vielleicht liegen die Schlüssel noch oben und wenn nicht, vielleicht kann ich irgendwas finden, um hier rauszukommen.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
Oder verschließt jetzt die Tür? Ich kann mich nicht mehr ganz erinnern.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the... Is someone else here?
Gut, ja, ich glaube nicht, dass wir hier
You
rauskommen.
try the door. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Gut.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Und ich glaube, jetzt haben wir keine andere Möglichkeit, dass er gleich die Klinge runterwirft und dann müssen wir sie umbringen. Also zwingt er uns dazu, sie umzubringen.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Ja, schon wieder.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Wenn wir sie jetzt versuchen zu retten, dann bringt er sie um. Wenn wir sie jetzt umbringen, gar nicht
Fine.
anders.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Und natürlich kommen wir nicht raus. Ach, ich will sie nicht schon wieder umbringen müssen. Ich hasse das. Zur Tür.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Ja, wie ich mir dachte. Wir können sie nicht warnen. Wir müssen die Prinzessin töten.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart.
Ich wollte das nicht.
But she's fast.
Sehr
She
gut.
ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
Nein, wahrscheinlich nicht.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
Ich wollte das nicht.
If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this,
It does.
right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Kapitel 2. Die Hexe.
You're on a path in the woods.
Ja,
You're
ich
here
skippe das
to
jetzt. Sie wird mich wieder umbringen. Vielleicht gehen wir jetzt nochmal. Vielleicht macht das einen Unterschied.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further.
Okay, wir dürfen nicht weitergehen. Also... Ja. Ich habe die Prinzessin schon erledigt. Natürlich hat sie mich auch getötet, aber ich habe sie auf jeden Fall erledigt. Warum bin ich wieder hier?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the
Ja,
two of
schon.
us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Und welche Stimme kommt jetzt?
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Der Opportunist.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Ja, wir gehen zur Hütte.
A warning. She will
Warning.
lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job.
Wir gehen zur Hütte. Wie sieht diese wohl aus?
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So, wir gehen erstmal wie immer zum Spiegel.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall.
Wipe the clean.
Reach forward
Schade.
and rub your hand against the
Irgendwann
cabin
hätte es ja
wall.
funktionieren
I hope you
können.
know how ridiculous you look right now.
Tja, wir wissen nicht, was uns da unten erwartet, aber wenn man aus Erfahrung spricht, nichts, was uns gefällt. Wir nehmen das Messer mit. Oder? Nein, vielleicht können wir es noch gut machen, wenn wir unbewaffnet gehen. Vielleicht.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Das ist das einzige Mal, dass ich nicht weiß, was ich tue.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath.
Ja, die Prinzessin
If the
ja wohnt,
princess
bla
lives
bla
here,
bla bla.
slaying
Die
her would
Klappe,
probably
Mann.
be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Bin immer noch wirklich beleidigt, dass er uns jetzt wirklich gezwungen hat, sie umzubringen.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Wahrscheinlich, wa? Hi.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Das tut mir aus tiefstem Seele leid.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Aber spannend, dass der Hero jetzt auch sehr deutlich gegen die Stimme geht. Also die eigene Stimme.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
Was erwartet?
Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
Vielleicht etwas Ähnliches wie 4.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Mehrere Male.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Das klingt doch super.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Tut mir leid wegen letzten Mal. Guck, ich habe einen Fehler gemacht. Wir machen alle Fehler, oder? Ich bin sicher, du hast auch schon Fehler gemacht. Ich habe das Gefühl, du bist nicht so glücklich mit mir. Ich bin unbewaffnet. Das ist eine Geste des guten Willens. Also, warum reden wir nicht? Ich bin letztes Mal gestorben. Du bist nicht gestorben. Wenn hier jemand nicht vertraut werden sollte, dann dir. Ja, guck, ich weiß. Dinge sind letztes Mal etwas aus dem Ruder gelaufen. Aber ich glaube, da ist etwas Größeres, was uns beide hier hält. Wir sollten uns zusammentun. Kannst du nicht hier alleine rauskommen? Die Ketten haben dich letztes Mal auch nicht aufgehalten. Wieso habe ich das nagende Gefühl, dass du mich umbringen willst, dass du mich in den Rücken stechen willst, wenn ich dir heraushelfe? Ich vertraue dir nicht. Nicht genug, um dich zu befreien und definitiv nicht genug, um nahe dir zu sein. Ich gehe jetzt. Tschüss. Wenn ich jetzt gehe, schafft sie es, mich umzubringen auf die Entfernung? Ich möchte sie gern befreien, aber weißt du was? Ich gehe.
Very pragmatic. That is why you're in charge.
Abandoning me, are you? Fine then. Run. Tuck your tail between your legs and scamper away. You might be able to escape me, but you can't escape from what you are and what you've done. If I don't take you, the wilds will.
Oh, die Wilden.
You turn to leave, but as you do, there's a deep, guttural groan, seemingly uttered by the walls themselves, followed by the creak of wood being stretched beyond its limits. The cabin starts to get smaller. What the hell is going on? We're getting out of here and saving our skins. That's what's going on.
Ja, ich glaube nicht.
As the roots that make up the walls of the cramped basement attempt to close in around you, instinct kicks in and you bolt upstairs. The steps are uneven and lively, creaking as they expand out of the dirt floor, the stairway growing smaller and smaller as you dart up towards the light. You manage to squeeze through the door just as the entrance seals itself shut behind you.
Ich glaube nicht, dass das die richtige Entscheidung war, aber gibt es eine richtige Entscheidung?
The cabin is smaller than it was before, and it's getting even smaller and smaller. That's fine, we'll just leave. I'm sure you'd like to do that. But unfortunately, there is no longer a front door.
Ah ja,
The
klar.
roots have already closed over the only possible exit. What little light peeks through the holes that were once windows is growing weaker as the cabin continues to close in on itself.
Na, verdammt.
Shit. What do we do?
We die.
As your mind races for an answer, you hear the princess's voice crackle up the stairs.
Do you hear that, you loathsome thing? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Habe ich mir schon gedacht. Wir sind keine Tiere, wir sind Menschen, wir können daran arbeiten. Ich nehme alles zurück, ich kann dir helfen, hier rauszukommen, wir können zusammenarbeiten. Aufgeben, auf den Tod warten. Wir warten. Ich glaube nicht, dass hier noch was zu tun ist.
You slump to the floor as the roots continue to expand into the cabin. Ugh, we're never gonna make something of ourselves with that attitude. At least she isn't gonna make something of herself either. At first it's almost gentle, your body being lifted delicately off the ground as the floor shifts beneath you. But the cradle of the growing roots starts to feel suffocating, then unbearably tight, then that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict. The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living cabin.
The suffering is what you deserve, you hideous creature. Know as you die that you are hated. I hate you, and I'm glad to die horribly if it means you die with me. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Ja, ich glaube nicht, dass sie gut auf uns zu sprechen ist. Haha.
The pressure is unfathomable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding with trapped blood. And then you pop. Everything goes dark. And you die.
And then you pop. Schön. Gut, ja, das ist nicht so gelaufen, wie ich wollte, aber ich glaube, der Erzähler lässt uns nicht anders. Also zumindest das erste Mal. Kapitel 3. Die Wilde.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Oh, gut. Wir sind also der Pfad. Spannend.
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
Er weiß es also.
I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped.
Vielleicht, weil wir wieder zusammengestorben sind?
He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Why does he want to know? I don't mind where we are right now. It's rather nice. I can hear what everyone is thinking.
Also die neue Stimme ist wohl die Stimme vom Paranoiden.
There's no reason to keep secrets. We tried leaving her in the basement, but she made the cabin come to life, and it crushed both of us into a fine paste. And now we're here.
Exciting.
Existing.
Oh, existing. Ups.
And for what it's worth, I'm with him. This is nice.
Geht netter.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Okay. Dieses Ding beobachtet uns. Was ist er? Wieso sollte irgendjemand irgendwas tun gerade? Das ist okay. Ich mag das zu sein. Wieso bist du nett zu mir? Hasst du mich nicht? Hassen wir uns nicht irgendwie gegenseitig? Ich kann den Druck von außen spüren. Was machen wir dagegen? Das ist, wie wir sein sollten. Aber was machen wir jetzt? Was auch immer wir gerade sind, es ist eine Unflätigkeit. Und ich will hier raus. Ich mag das nicht. Ich soll ich sein und du sollst irgendwas sein, was nicht ich bin. Okay, du, Erzähler. Wie halte ich sie auf? Tu nichts. Was ist er?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
Soweit, so true. Soweit wir das sagen können.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
Mhm.
He wants us to kill each other.
Das stimmt.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
Naja, aber wir sind erstaunlich oft selber darauf gegangen und dem Erzähler war es immer relativ egal.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Ich habe genug von euch. Wie hören wir das? Hören wir es auf? Okay, sagen wir, ich will sie aufhalten. Was tue ich? Es fühlt sich nicht so an, als könnte ich irgendwas tun gerade. Wieso sollte irgendjemand irgendwas tun? Wieso hasst du mich nicht?
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Hi?
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but It's there. Almost like she still hates us. It feels mutual.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. And I think you already know you have to look at it. Everyone's pulling in different directions, but that feeling doesn't have a motive, it just exists. Maybe we should look at it.
Hass ist immer da, aber lieber so leben als den Hass, weil ich glaube, wenn wir uns dem Hass nähern, dann endet das hier noch unschöner.
No, you can't bury that feeling. You can't hide from your past.
The past doesn't have to exist. Our freedom is within us. We just have to find it.
Wir richten uns nach innen und finden die Freiheit.
You fall inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere at once, just in the right place at the right time.
Ein wahrer Opportunist.
You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal. Some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same. What is he going on about? What does he know about us? You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
Das klingt mir eine awful lot nach einer Drohung. Warum auch immer. Aber gucken.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
There's a place you need. Das ist ein Ort, an dem du sein musst. Du musst ihn finden.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you. This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible.
Ich mag aber leider sehr gerne das Unmögliche zu tun. Vielleicht finden wir raus, was dieser Ort auch ist.
He wouldn't be trying to discourage us if that were true. That's right, I know a loser when I see one. Call his bluff.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
I trust you. Ich vertraue dir.
You won't find anything if I have to starve you. If I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
Aber du findest etwas. Es ist kalt und glatt und leicht gehubbelt. Dann bricht es unter dem Druck deines Bewusstseins, das dagegen flattert.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this. Right now.
Niemals.
I think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it and free us all.
Wir zerbrechen den Käfig. Endlich.
No, stop!
Aber dein Bitten verschwindet unter dem Sound, unter dem Geräusch von brechendem Glas. Für einen Moment, du und sie starren durch das winzigste Loch in der Welt zu dem Ort, an dem ihr sein müsst.
We found it. I knew it. I knew there was something he was keeping from us. Is that really all it took?
Job well done, team. Just like I'd planned.
Vertrauen kann sehr, sehr, sehr weit bringen.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
It's beautiful.
Und dann ist es verschwunden.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
So kalt. Aber du kriegst niemals die Möglichkeit, ihr zu antworten. Du drehst dich um und siehst, dass sie verschwunden ist. Die Erinnerung kommt zurück.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Naja, sie ist weg. Wir können sie nicht finden.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Wir gehen zum Spiegel. Und ich habe wirklich Angst davor, was wir jetzt sehen. Du näherst dich dem Spiegel.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. It's calling us. And not in a good way. If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Die Stimmen werden klein, entfernt, als du dich näherst. Guck in den Spiegel. Stille, als du den Arm ausstreckst. Sie sind mal wieder verschwunden. Der Spiegel macht immer, dass sie verschwinden. Aber du musst sehen, was darin ist. Du bist aufgewühlt. Du findest dich wieder in der langen Stille. Geh zur Hütte. Da ist sie, aber leer. Geh zu ihr.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
Und scheinbar haben wir gefunden, was wir sind. Oder wo wir sein sollen.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
Nein, das weiß ich nicht. Ist es eine rhetorische Frage? Weißt du es? Willst du es mir sagen? Da sind Bäume und Sterne und da sind Menschen, glaube ich. Aber da sollten auf jeden Fall Leute sein. Meinst du, dass es draußen echt ist? Glaubst du, dass wir echt sind? Was sagst du zu diesem Gefäß? Weißt du, was passiert, wenn du aufwachst? Wenn du mich nicht zurückschickst, bin ich nicht alleine. Da sind Stimmen, die zu mir sprechen. Manche sind ich, manche sind etwas anderes. Ich nenne diese Stimme den Erzähler. Und er will dich umbringen. Kennst du den Erzähler? Haben die Stimmen, die Gefäße einen Erzähler? Wie viele mehr Gefäße? Wenn das die letzte Stage vor deiner Vollendung ist, dann gehe ich nicht zurück. Wenn ich zurückgehe, ist da der Erzähler. Haben die auch einen Erzähler?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Ich glaube ja.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Meinst du, dass da draußen ist echt?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Was passiert, wenn du aufwachst?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Warte, was? Ich bin bereit, zurückzugehen.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Alles wird dunkel und du stirbst.